My next guest is actually the co-founder of a tiny company a few years ago and pretty big company now called Facebook, and he was the first investor also in Facebook. So this interview is very interesting, obviously, especially for those of you who can understand Portuguese, because we're going to do that everything in Portuguese. Is it okay? Sure, right? Okay, fantastic. So please give a warm welcome to Eduardo Saverin. Eduardo, tudo bem?
Tudo está muito bem.
Ah, que bom,
Obrigado.
que bom, que bom. Tenho muito prazer de convidar você hoje, CHINICT. Nós temos uma audiência muito importante na China, mas também no Brasil, através da internet, porque a conferência está na internet. Então, vamos falar um pouquinho português?
Obviamente, muito obrigado por ter aqui em Beijing. Estou muito feliz de conhecer todos vocês e espero com ansiosidade a nossa entrevista aqui.
Você não tem nenhum problema de entender o meu sotaque francês?
Não, nem um pouquinho. Você fala perfeito português.
Muito obrigado. Bom. Okay. We're going to switch to English. No problem. So, Eduardo, I'm really delighted to have you on board this year. It's really an honor. It's a big pleasure to have you here, especially because I thought that over the past weekend you had been probably celebrating like crazy, right?
Well, it's been an exciting week and few weeks and actually a few years, really. So, of course, there's a celebration with the IPO, but it's really just a step in the process. So, as a practical matter, nothing really has changed. The company just keeps going forward in my life as well. So.
Okay, that's great. When you took the decision to basically get involved in this fantastic project, did you realize that you were onto something that could potentially become humongous?
You could never imagine this. Really meaning at the time we were college students and we were just building a product for ourselves. It really was, we wanted to develop a system where we could have a better college experience. We wanted to be able to find students in our classes. We wanted to be able to network for jobs later. We wanted to do the typical things college students do. So never would have imagined that a product built for ourselves, for our own personal use, would have become one ubiquitous. Right? Through time now, all demographics, all ages, all languages, all countries, religions, everyone is using it. And that's humbling. That's never to have been expected. For it to have been such a great financial success, taking my life savings, putting to this company, and now being as large as it is, never would have expected. But really the most phenomenal thing that I would say none of us could have imagined is the real impact that it's giving to the world. Right? Because we've been one of the pioneers in bringing people and technology for people to become from passive to active on the web and in technology, from anonymous to identified. We've really, on top of that, really helped create voice, democratizing voice, and you've seen that in how it's helped in political, charity, natural disasters like the recent Japanese tsunami, and innovation like yourselves here. These types of platforms have helped lower the capital requirements, increase the ability to distribute in a very fast way. So, responding really quickly, never would have expected to have this across-the-board impact.
Actually, very few people know that before Facebook, you had been a pretty successful entrepreneur yourself, able to make quite a significant amount of money for a student at the time. I mean, it was over $300,000, if I'm not mistaken, something like that, right?
I'm not really sure where that comes from necessarily. What I was really pre-Facebook, I was really into chess, meteorology, science, but I was at the time president of the Harvard Investment Society, but I'm not really sure where that number comes from.
Okay. But at least you had the funding that Mark didn't have at the time, and you could claim to be the very first investor with your own money in Facebook. But if there were not this very first investment, there might have never been any Facebook.
Well, meaning, of course, as you all know as well, because I'm sure a lot of you in the audience are, putting your companies, of course you need capital to some degree. In this case, it was my life savings that were put together that my family and friends through times had given me, my birthday parties and other events in life. I just took everything that I had and put into this company. It's about passion. And I'm sure all of you here putting your companies together would do the same thing if you really believe in your idea.
So right now, you're investing in plenty of companies. What are your criteria when you consider an investment in a company?
So the first thing to me is really about the idea that it's a game changer. So I'm really passionate, right? Meaning Facebook has created this, and other social platforms, an identity system on the web. And that really can be used today to basically, top down, disrupt a lot of verticals and a lot of industries. So the first thing is that it's a big idea. But the second and most important is a team, and it's about passion. I'm not investing today, I don't have outside investors, limited partners. It's my own money. And really for sort of my life, I want to be working with people that are truly passionate about what they're doing, and the idea and what they're going for is huge and is transformative and will create a real impact on the world. So big picture, that's what I look for.
How many companies have you been investing in so far?
I don't know if I know the exact number, but I've done plenty of them. And they focus from seed stage investment to sort of Series A, where they're between $2 to $5 million Series A. And I've done growth stage, but really sort of my focus today is more on that Series A and seed type round. So
how many game changer companies in your mind? I mean, how many new next Facebook do you have in your portfolio? I don't know if you can share this this information with us. We're probably pretty interested in knowing that.
I hope every single one of them will be a game changer. But there's a lot of companies that I invested in that I'm very, very passionate and very excited about. I'll give you some examples. One of them is Jumio, which is actually trying to transform the payment space. The idea here is, which I think is quite critical, is we're going across a lot of platforms today. It's not just about the PC, it's about the mobile phone. And being able to transact is quite critical for the monetization of mobile and all these other types of ideas coming out. So Jumio is basically taking any cell phone worldwide and turning it into a credit card swiper. And it does this without any hardware. You'd see companies like Square, you actually have a dongle that you have to put. They're just doing this with the camera as is. But they're also going further into identification of IDs as well. But big picture, the reason this company is exciting is the growth that it's gone through is just phenomenal. It's actually grown a lot faster than I've seen Facebook in the beginning from a fundamental perspective. I think it's been announced. I invested in the company pre-product. And today it launched at this point, about 9 months ago. It's already announced that it's about 100 million revenue run rate, highly profitable. It brought in cash from Andreessen at about $25 million worth of it, Citibank recently. So it's been a very high scaling company. So from a company perspective as well, it's been very exciting.
So as you know, we're both citizens of the world. So besides the US, which are the most interesting marketplaces right now for you to invest? There's probably Brazil, I would guess, maybe China also.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about pan-global investments. I'm not really looking at country-specific type ideas to just internationalize something to the particular country. I'm looking at things that are overall disruptive globally. So right now I'm actually living out here in Asia. I moved to Singapore about 3 years ago. And one of the reasons is I find this market quite exciting, and I'm here learning about the market. Didn't come here with sort of some preconceived notion that I would know what was going on here, just learning and starting to invest in the region. So one of the markets of interest clearly is Asia. If you look at the growth of the internet and mobile phone, it's huge in terms of the market share. Brazil and other emerging economies are of extreme interest as well.
So if I am an entrepreneur, and I'm looking for money, and I'm looking for having Eduardo Saverin on board, what should I do?
It's all about being passionate. So For me, today I don't have a formal vehicle yet to invest. I'm just investing personally. Later there might be announcements, but nothing to say today. But to reach out to me and things that I look for are companies that are transformative. You have to be very passionate and really be hitting a huge market, as I was saying before. So it's all about that. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay, Eduardo, if you have an announcement, you should definitely do it. You know, CHINICT is a great place to do that. We have over 2 million people watching us live online, so feel free.
Thank you for having me here.
All right, thank you so much.